Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show. I'm here to talk about some NFL news. Let's get around to it. So we have an update about former Jaguars and Jets running back James Robinson, Perfield Yates. Remember, the Patriots signed him from free agency, but they've already waived him here. The hashtag Patriots have waived former Jaguars and Jets running back. Excuse me, I'm professional. Jets running back James Robinson, Perfield Yates, former Jaguars and Jets running back. He signed a 2-year, $4 million deal in free agency. He signed that 2-year deal. I mean, remember, he started his career on fire. He undrafted in 2020. He ran over for 1,000 yards. In 2020, scored 10 total touchdowns in 14 games. He also caught 49 passes. And unfortunately, remember, he suffered that injury, that torn Achilles. And unfortunately, injuries took away from a more promising career. Here's to hoping he can rebound quickly and prove he still has it this season. But I'd also argue that Urban Meyer had some strange vendetta against him. He wanted his draft pick Etienne to be back the future, so they didn't even try to use him properly or rely on him. I still see some good years ahead of him. I think he'll bounce back from the injury. Any good running back is tough to bounce back from a Achilles injury like that the first year. He'll bounce back. And Etienne's still the future running back. But he was also top of the list in NFL history in yards from scrimmage for an undrafted rookie. Urban Meyer also ruined his career, at least in my opinion. But he could be a sleeper pickup for a team, because I think he'll come back. Because the first year is tough to come back from a big injury like that. The next year, you typically improve, get better. The first season towards Achilles, Urban Meyer pretty much ruined his time there. The Jets, he wasn't good. It's just too bad he couldn't stay healthy. But that's what I was typically talking about. With the injury. That was his first year coming off the injury. I think he'll come back. But NFL has disrespected the running back position. Literally, one of the hardest positions to play physically. And if you commit to being a running back, you'll basically guarantee yourself a short career. Yet none get second contracts or commitments from their team. It's low-key sad, unless you're the Seahawks. But LA, the Chargers, I definitely could see a great value signing. LA, the Browns could have a good backup to Nick Chubb, possibly. We'll see. The Cardinals have signed former XFL wide receiver, professional, Brandon Smith, and they've cut former Bengals wide receiver Auden Tate. So Auden Tate, I really don't know who these players are, to be honest. I know Auden Tate, actually, from Madden. I don't know if he's that good in real life. We have an update. The Browns' official new dog logo per the team. Here's the new logo. I mean, it's a decent choice. I mean, that's kind of mid. I think the girl... She made another entry. There was some girl that made a logo for this, but it was an entry that made the top 5, but this won it, I think. It kind of looks like... I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks like a Call of Duty clan logo. I mean, at least it's better than their helmet, so... But it's mid, to be honest. So some NFL executives, they are disagreeing on wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins' contract value. Per Albert Bree here, one exec said Hopkins will get between $8 to $10 million on a 1-year deal. Another said that if this was March, he'll give him $18 million on a multi-year deal, per Albert Breer. So the translation basically here is a contender will give him $8 to $10 million, and a mid-bad team will give him 18. Well, 18 is a multi-year, so it's still around that 6 to 10 depending on length, unless they mean 18 per year, which... Hell with that, I ain't giving DeAndre Hopkins $18 million at this point. I'm sorry. Because that would basically, that's just too much money. I'd give him 1 year $8 million or $8 to $10 million. But I don't know. I feel like he'll get like 1 year, like 10 million, 10 to 12 million. So, update. We have Patriots defensive tackle Lawrence Guy is holding out from team mandatory minicamp, and it's contract related, per Mike Reese. So he's holding out because of contract stuff. Bro, who does this dude think he is? Who even is this? You got these mid players sitting out because of contracts. Like who? Who's this? Does he think he's an all-pro player? Well, I thought this dude retired. And an offensive tackle, Trent Brown, he also didn't report to minicamp. Per Jeff Foe, this isn't no reason why. I assume it's contract related. But does no one want to play for the Patriots? Oh. So, the reason I just found why he wasn't at minicamp was it's because his plane was delayed. So his flight got canceled due to weather, so that's why he couldn't be there at minicamp, because of the weather canceled his flight. So, my bad. I thought he just held out because of the contract, but it was because of his flight got delayed. Pass rusher Daniel Hunter for the Vikings. He's also holding out a minicamp, and he's skipping the team's minicamp. So he's not just holding out, he is skipping the minicamp. And he's been subject to trade talks recently, as we talked about. Teams are interested in trading for the Vikings star pass rusher, per Ian Rappaport, and he's only due to make $5.5 million this season. So I think he's going to get traded soon. The Vikings, I feel like they're going to start trading players. They're getting up there in age. The Vikings are just imploding. They've already released Dalvin Cook. They traded Zadarius Smith. They're probably going to trade Daniel Hunter. They let go of Adam Thielen. They can't be the Vikings without off-season drama. So yeah, he's definitely going to get traded soon. They should get rid of him too and fully embrace Kirk Cousins shootouts next year, because the Vikings defense won't hold teams under 40 points, which will be great fun for primetime games. At least they'll score. But he knows the Vikings are going to be mediocre after that Lynn Sandy run last year. So our first big star player here, Giants running back Saquon Barkley, told the team he won't report to mandatory minicamp. He basically explained his reasoning, and he said he believes the NFL tagged Josh Jacobs and Tony Pollard and himself to prevent them hitting free agency and cap the salary at $10 million. So this is his reasoning of why he won't report to minicamp. And I feel like it's always going to be like that with running backs. With a good O-line, any running back produce a good amount regardless of where or if they were drafted. Like, they could be drafted or undrafted and they'll still be good as long as you got a good offensive line. Of course, it's not knocking his talent, just the nature of the position at the highest level, longevity is fleeting for that spot, but the importance of the run game is still there for every team in the league. I feel the running back market is a year-by-year thing. He's going to want a lot of money. I mean, maybe, I feel like he could deserve it, but I don't know. I feel like he's just over. No one's paying running backs anymore because they don't have those long careers, and they have like a few good years, and then they get run into the ground. So we have a update here. As former Vikings running back Dalvin Cook is looking for a, quote, significant contract in free agency. Cook won't sign a $4 to $5 million type of contract per Tom Pelissero. And this doesn't come as a surprise. Of course. I'll give him like $6 to $8 million. But would he get that? I know he's coming off 4 straight 1K yard seasons. But maybe, I think somebody will pay him. But I don't think it'll be like 18 to 20 million or something like that. Like, I feel like he had a good run, but he will. But I feel like he will. No one's paying him big money, and then if he doesn't want to sign the deal, then yeah. But if he wants to sign, if somebody offers him a short-term deal, or not short-term, but a few years with not a lot of money, he just might have to accept and take it. And he still had $2 million from the Vikings, so he can take his time and be patient until the right offer comes. 2024 start free agency is way off. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he's got some good years left. It just, I don't know. It depends on the money somebody gives him. We got a report here. Dwayne Johnson's XFL League has lost around $60 million this season and had to cut down their job force, according to Forbes. And they're optimistic projects for the future, and they anticipate generating $100 million in revenue during the upcoming season. It's a necessary move to rebound, kind of expected when you think about it. But I mean, this is not a surprise. That's because of the startup. Once they get the revenue, the money, then yeah, they won't be losing money. The Cowboys have officially released former Falcons first-round pick Takk McKinley. Well, I'm low-key surprised he's still playing, but best luck to him. I didn't even know he was still in the Cowboys. Future arena football starter. I didn't even know he was still on the team. But yeah, Dalvin Cook was officially released. As I talked about, he's looking for that significant contract. They finally officially released him. They tried one more trade attempt, but they couldn't get a deal done. They traded him. The Jets tight end C.J. Uzomah limped off the practice field with an injury. Don't know what the injury was. Sounds kind of like a hamstring, but not sure. So 4 teams are eligible for Hard Knocks: the Jets, Saints, Bears, and Commanders. So the Jets, Saints, and Bears all publicly said they don't want to be selected for Hard Knocks this year. Apparently, there hasn't been a comment from the Commanders in favor of doing it or against it. I mean, it makes starting a new era with new ownership makes so much sense with the Commanders. You got a new owner, new quarterback this year, a promising young team. So it honestly needs to be the Commanders, because these 3 teams don't want to be selected. So you got to choose somebody, and with the new ownership, you got the young quarterback, Sam Howell, who's looked good. Manuel Forbes has done pretty good in mini camp, I've heard. It's either going to be them or the Jets. But head coach said they didn't want to be on Hard Knocks this year, so the decision up to them. The league can force one of the 4 teams this season, so yeah. We have an update. The Patriots are hosting free agent wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins next week. So they're going to be hosting him next week. Mac Jones can really use a number 1 receiver, and I think this is where he signs. I really do. I don't think he's going to go to the Titans. There's people saying, oh, he could go to the Titans. I don't think he will. We have a story here. Budda Baker, remember he requested a trade, the Cardinal star safety, but he is present and in the building as AZ prepares for mandatory minicamp. And basically what this means here is he doesn't want to lose money. Like, you get fined for missing mandatories, and they need to train him soon, but people say they need to train him soon, but he's still got two years left in his contract. They can trade him. He's the one guy, really, they can't afford to lose. They need to rebuild around him defensively, and he can be the defensive captain. But he might, even though it's going to be a rough season, at least this feels good as a Cardinals fan. But any player who skips minicamp is subject to fines with $16,000 the first day, $32,000 the second day, $49,000 the third day, totaling nearly $99,000. He won't be subject to fines, so he didn't want to lose all that money. Free agent kicker Rodrigo Blankenship is in Tampa Bay this week on minicamp with the Bucks, so maybe he could go to the Bucks. We'll see. So the free agent visits for the wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins with the Titans, it began last night, so he's in Tennessee. I don't think if he wants to go contender, he'll go somewhere else. He ain't go to the Tennessee Titans. Be for real. But yeah, that's all Savers video. Till next time, I'll Peace.